G'day. Aussie Bonsai Bloke here, how you going? Well, today's just a bit of an update day, a bit of a walk around. Not going to be working on any trees, but I'll probably show you a few. But I'll just give you an update around the place. Show you the shelter belter trees that I've planted, because there's been quite a few people asking for an update on them. The gums and stuff, melaleucas that are going to grow to full-size trees and hopefully be a bit of a windbreak. But I'm going to start with the lawn first, then probably show you the bonsais and how they're moving, but that'll be just a quick show and then we'll go for a bit of a walk. No worries. Cheers, and I hope you enjoy this update. Okay, so here we go. So there's the update on the lawn. You can remember covered this whole thing full of sand. A lot of it's already grown through. It's only been 8 or 9 days, something like that. The thicker bits that were the lower spots that I filled up more are taking a bit longer, so they're still trying to grow in. And you can see when it first comes up yellow because it's been covered. So it comes up yellow like that, and then it'll green up in a couple of days. This is a bit that come up, well, these bits come up only a few days ago and they've already greened up. That bit's only come up today or yesterday, something like that. And this is what they look like before they come up. It starts cracking the surface, and then here they are. Then you've got to level it back out. So what happens is it keeps cracking the surface of the crust of the sand. So I've already gone back over it once and re-leveled it, but nowhere near as drastic. Just dragged around a flat pallet by hand and done that across the whole thing. I've got to do it again soon, but I'll just let a bit more grass come through. But yeah, it does. It creates these big mounds. I hope I can show you here. You can see here, there's a mound here, and then you just come through and it flattens it back out like that, and then the lawn comes through a bit better. So anyway, I've got to do that. But as you can see, it's actually not taking that long to fill back in, considering how thick I had it. This section over here is really starting to come in. Won't be long and I'll be able to get the old reel mower back out. Right, let's go out the back and have a look at the back lawn. Okay guys, so this is the back lawn. Hang on, I'll go on the other side because the sun's shining, making it a bit of a pain. Got the water running, seeded area there. So originally this was just a small area here around the water tap that I put the sprinkler out just to grow some. And this here was the actual original donor lawn, or the mother lawn, that I used to plant the front lawn. And I planted that with little bits and pieces from out here. And this is all covered back over. But I'm actually extending it now out to that corner and coming along. And there's just a small green haze you can see from the seed. And out this back way here, I've got agapanthus planted all around the edge now. And then the lawn's going to come all the way around this edge, so it's pretty massive. I think all up it's 1,000 square meters, which is very close, 10,000 square feet for you Americans. So here you can start to see it's starting to fill in. Getting a little bit green in places. I'll give you a bit of a close-up in a sec. It's been a bit of an issue because, and then it's got the agapanthus here, been a bit of an issue because we've had some really windy days and some already hot days, and it's blown some of the seed away and just caused a bit of trouble and dried it out. And because I haven't been home during the day, I can't water it when it dries out. It just has to put up with it and live with it, which is a bit of a pain, but it is what it is. So there's bits that have where the wind's blown into big piles like here. This is probably one of the best spots. Show you my best spot so you can see all the new grass blades coming up there. And then there's a lot of bare spots. Put it down on an angle, you can see some green. But it is slowly filling in. It's getting a green haze, I think. I hope you can see that. It is starting to get a green haze. So that's good. So yeah, a bit hard to see, but it's trying. Okay, so then this is going to be lawn around here as well. One tree in the middle for now for a bit of shade. And the lawn's going to wrap around this edge here. And then over here we got the bonsais. Shade shelter's still holding up. One of the, I think that corner there broke and I had to fix it. But you know, it's going okay again now. I'll just show you a little bit of the spring growth and then I'll just move on. I won't spend too long here. So that's the pomegranate that we worked on, repotted. Getting all new leaves now. Hawthorn. Hawthorn's all coming out in bud. So that's pretty cool. They're really starting to move now. We've had some 30-degree days. Apple tree buds are swelling. Maple leaves are coming out. Mind the weeds. What else? Palmy plum. That's all got in full leaf now, the plum. What else? Oh yeah, I'll bring you around the other side here. Oh, that Trident Maple that I repotted. Those leaves have fully come out now. Almond Tree. She's in full leaf. And it's holding on to a couple baby almonds, not many. Most of them fell off, so I'm guessing it wasn't fertilised with another almond tree or something. I'm not sure what happened. The Japanese red pine has got so many buds here about to pop. I'll have to read up about what to do with that now, because I don't know if now's the time that you take all the buds off. I'm not sure. Well, whether you let it grow, I'm not sure. But anyway, I'll do a bit of research on that. But you can see them swelling. Really healthy. That thing's really healthy. This is what I was going to show you. The Chinese elm, big Chinese elm. She's out in full leaf already. So that's pretty cool. Ash tree. Oh, this hawthorn forest starting to shoot. Ash tree, full leaf. That's that really big old ash tree. She's out in full leaf already. Really healthy shoots on it. In spring when it's like this, these shoots, it's so beautiful and green and healthy looking. No evidence of bugs or anything on them. Then as the season goes on, they start to look pretty secondhand, but that's alright. And that's the other ash tree. Twin trunk. That's going good too. It's pretty well it that I'm going to show you. The collected olives still haven't put out any buds, but that's fine. They can sulk there for a couple of months, even 6 months sometimes, but no sign of anything yet. I can't see any swelling points where it's about to pop. Maybe here, maybe, but anyway, time will tell. It hasn't shrunk, you know, as far as you'll see if it starts to die, you'll see the bark I don't know, it almost looks loose on it. You can sort of tell that it starts to almost shrink inside of itself, and you know that that's a pretty bad sign if that happens. Here's the other one. Pretty massive. Absolutely massive. Pretty cool. So anyway, so that's in the middle of shooting. Chinese elm shooting. I didn't even get to work on that one yet. Silver birch shooting. Turkish oak. All new leaves on the Turkish oak. Camellia. Got the nice new leaves and some flower buds on that. Pretty cool. So that's pretty happy. Another silver birch here. Turning into full leaf, so I've got to do some weeding and some stuff. But anyway. Oh, here's my coral bark maple. Starting to leaf out. I think we're at the back of the tree here. Maybe the front. No, we might be at the front. Anyway, doesn't matter. Box thorn. The thing's just going super strong. When they're young like this, they're not that spiky because really soft young growth, but don't worry, it'll get spiky soon enough. There's one here, good spike there. Really painful. Some people keep asking about how this collected. This is the one that I collected in the night. Stealth mission. Collected that bonsai in the night. It's all dead up top, and all there is two little shoots coming outside the trunk here, so you could safely say she's struggling. Anyway, I think that's about it. So that's a quick overview of all the plants. They're all pretty healthy, going pretty well. No issues. They're starting to put out some nice, even the olives are now putting out nice leaves. New leaves. Cool. So, my mulberry that had a sook last year and went to bed early. Because it got too hot and dry. I went to bed early. I thought, oh, maybe it won't wake up this year, but I can start to see some buds here greening up. Hope you can see that. So that's a really good sign. So I think it'll be fine. Just give it a bit of time and it'll shoot out. But yeah, it gave us a bit of a scare, that one. Because that's pretty cool. It's 50-year-old. Off a 50-year-old mulberry. Alright, let's go and have a look at the shelter belt. Okay, so another thing around the outside of the lawn is going to be a hedge. And the hedge, you guessed it, rosemary. So that's going to be pretty cool. So there's all rosemary plants in there. That's going to be the new hedge. So that's happening. It'll be pretty cool. We got a garden bed here full of plants. Some of them are starting to wake up. Some got burnt in the frost. Just done some whippersnippering and stuff like that. So once these plants grow, they'll hopefully shade the ground, and then when they shade the ground, that should stop weeds growing, so I don't have to keep weeding this area. I really hate weeding it, but at the moment I've got no choice. I've got to keep cleaning it up and weeding it. So we've got some plants around the place that got burnt in the frost, but it's still alright. It's like a grevillea down there. One flower, but otherwise looking pretty sad from the frost, but it'll get going again. Some proteas. Agapantha's going to be along the front. Something else here, I don't even know what's here. I just plant lots of random stuff. Some grow, some don't. There's crepe myrtle. So I've got a fair few crepe myrtle growing. Some sort of a red bush. Not good with names. We're going to have 12 trees along here. They're all planted. The sheep ate them off, so I've had to net them, because the neighbour walks his sheep up and down this road and purposely stops them on the road so they eat everything. So they ended up eating all my new trees that I put in. But they're all reshooting now, so that's good. Didn't kill them, just ate their tops off. But the frost would have done that anyway. So here's some more agapanthus. Frost ate this thing. It's deciduous anyway, but it's actually burnt back the arms on it. So it'll reshoot, but it does that every year. See how it goes. Hopefully it gets better over time. There's all sorts of stuff along here. Another protea. Yeah, there's a lot of plants in here, but you just can't see them because they're not that big. If I get down sort of like this, you might be able to see them a bit better. You can see all these plants along here. Anyway, so they got to grow to stop the weeds growing. And here we got a grass tree, the old black boy. This other grass tree over here is the biggest one. They started out, these are grown from seed. Grew them from seed, the old man did, and now look. The old black boy. There's a cat. Okay, I'll just show you a few trees here, but these trees here, this is the lot that I planted only a few months ago. They go all the way up and around there. And they've just sulked in the frost and have not done bugger all, to be honest. They've just sat there and even died back. We'll put your head in a couple of them and you might see something. Right down the bottom there, that's a tree. Baby trees they got put in. I think further up, I'll put small ones here because there's a power line that goes over the top here to the house. So I'll put small ones here. And then out here is going to be bigger trees, all bigger trees. Just to shelter the place. The wind doesn't really come from that way, but I thought it just looks nice to have a heap of trees around rather than bare land. Let's put our head in a few more. Hopefully we're getting some bigger ones here. And that's not very big, it's dead. Some have died. There's a little pine, well, a native pine in there. Don't know if you can see it, but there's a native pine. Should be alright, should survive that one. Narrow leaf peppermint gum. Sure it's a peppermint gum, or it could be a narrow leafed red mallee, I don't know, not sure. Don't know my trees very well. Oh, Leo's come out for a walk. Hey bud. Hello. Where you going? Hey? Yeah, bushy sugar. I think it's a miniature bushy sugar, that one. It certainly is now. Hello, boy. Alright, let's get to the other trees over there for the finish of the video, and hopefully we'll finish up on some better looking trees, because at the moment this shelter belt's looking pretty bloody ordinary. Okay, so I did manage to find one in these ones that have just been planted. I did manage to find a little bit bigger one. This is a ghost gum. I think because the bark, when it gets old, goes ghostly white. Not quite a big tree. So I put a heap of those in, so that should look pretty cool. Big heap of gums with nice white trunks here. And so put some blue gums, native pines, macrandra, peppermint gum, bushy sugars. quite a few others. There's about 15 or 20 different varieties in here. Alright, let's go to those bigger trees. I just thought I'd show you this bit of the garden bed. This has got some slightly different trees. So there's mulberry, about to shoot, another mulberry there, a butterfly bush. Here we got a crepe myrtle, pomegranate, crepe myrtle, baby little tea tree down in there. Look at that cute little boy. He's so cute. It's tiny. A heap of pig face. We put a heap of pig face down everywhere just to block out the weeds, because I'm getting so sick of weeding. Just whippersnipping all the time and weeding around the plants. It's becoming a bit monotonous. Here's some, I think it's some sort of a pig face, but a miniature one. Succulent type thing, grassy thing around the bird bath. I've sprayed all these weeds in here. This is a septic runoff, but I've put a lemon tree, fig tree, another fig tree. Around here, another lemon tree. There's some mulberry. Okay, so now it's back to the lawn. So let's go walking around here. That tank now is pretty well full. So we've had some pretty good rain this last year. I think our yearly average is about 340 mil. And here we are midway through September and we're at 260. So we're on the way to, well, nearly 270. So we're on the way to getting our average rainfall, and I think in a couple of days we're meant to get some more rain, so that'll be good. And as you can tell, there's a lot of grass growing this year over the whole paddock, and it doesn't look like Mars. Alright, let's walk around to the rest of these trees. I'm just going to do a really quick walk. It'll be a few minute long video, so if you don't want to look, tune out, and maybe I'll put at the end of the video, I might put a heap of photos together and play some music. So, and I'll put a timestamp maybe in the description, or maybe at the start of the video if you just want to watch the music part with a few pictures, so that you don't have to look at all this. And if you're here watching, I'm guessing you're already subscribed and whatever, because I think if someone that had never seen me turned on and watched this dribble, they'll be turning off pretty quick. Okay, so yeah, it's just a boring sort of format, just walking around looking at the trees, but it's good to see how they are going. Alright, so here's a tree here. It's pretty big. Got the dog in the background. Dog will be next to it in a minute, so you'll see how big it is. So it's getting a bit bigger. So they've been planted for about a year and nearly 2 years, year and a half to 2 years. Generally most of them are up. If you have a look around, most of them are up and going. Starting to take guards off in certain places, but you can see healthy new growth for spring. Dog next to it for a size reference. So they're growing. They're bloody growing. It's pretty exciting because I had to hand water these for a long time trying to get them to go, and now they are starting to grow. And they're starting to get good trunks to them. Like, there's my thumb, and it's probably nearly as thick as my thumb, I would say, on the trunk. And they didn't have a lot of rain at the start. So there's a few dead ones. Oh, okay, it's not dead, it's just struggling. It's weird, stunted look about them, and then they grow out of it, and then they get stunted again. It's really weird. Just certain types of trees do that. I don't know what they all are. I wish I knew. I'm going to say peppermint gum. I know I'll put some macrandra around here. I did have some narrow leaf red mallee as well somewhere. Some sort of a gum. That could be a macrandra. Okay, well, let's skip through a lot of this fast. I'll just walk along. You guys can look at the trees, because I'll show you some of the trees on the way around. And I'll keep mumbling along. Like I say, if you get bored, go to the little music clip at the end. Oh, one thing I didn't show you is the Socialist is actually starting to grow really well. They struggled one of the most at the start, and you can see these have a massive leaf, but they're actually starting to look really healthy now, so that's pretty cool. New growth coming out. Pretty much most of them are alive. Like, I reckon I had nearly 90% take, I reckon. And even if you stand here and look there, you can see how many, oh, my finger's going a bit funny. You can see how many are still alive. And they're getting quite big. So we'll walk around here. But you can see this grass as well. We've got really good grass coverage this year, which is good for the ground, good for the microbes and fungi in the soil, and also, you know, stops the ground getting so hot, which helps the trees grow. And it also increases the biodiversity of the mycorrhizae because of all the different weeds and stuff that they can feed on, which improves the soil and also improves the growth of the trees. So that's going alright, see? Mostly all alive. Even a little one like that, you think, oh yeah, it's probably dead, but no, it's still alive. You can see when I planted something, I did it in patches, so there's like a Socialist patch here. Socialist mallee. I think that's an arid red gum. Some honey myrtle. Another arid red gum over there. Socialist. No, not Socialist mallee. What am I talking about? A Strickland gum. Oh man, I'm such an idiot. These here, I don't know why I said that. These are Strickland gum, these ones with a big leaf. Strickland gum. Sorry about that. See why I shouldn't try and say what they are, because I forget. Honey myrtles. I've no idea. So there's one that did die. Just the old pegs lying there. Shriveled up old leaf. That one definitely did die. Arid red gum. Same again, I think. And again. Here we got big bushy sugar. So you see the dog next to it. You can see how big this bushy sugar's getting. It's going to be a big bushy sugar. That thing's already, oh, good up to me waist anyway. I'll be getting a bit of a trunk in there. So you can see it's getting a good trunk already. Pretty cool. So there's the odd ones that are really growing well like that, just really big, but you can see they're all growing, so that's really cool. You can sort of see them scattered along there all the way back to the house. It's going to be another long video. I was going to do a short video, but everywhere I look there's something else to see. And if I don't show you, then you'll miss something. And if I'm going to do a look around the paddock, I may as well do a proper look. Another Trident gum. Okay, so here you can't see much. Looks like weeds and a dog. But there's actually a lot of honey myrtles in here, which blend in because they're the same sort of colour. Okay. So they're honey myrtles. They turn into a small shrub, which really block a lot of wind. They get up to around 4 meters tall, although I think there was one recorded 8 meters or something in Adelaide. So they say they can grow to 8 meters. Technically true, but out here probably grow to 4 meters. They'll cover in this whole area. This whole area will be honey myrtle here, and this is predominantly where the wind comes from, so it's going to hit these bushes and stop the wind. And then you've got the tall trees as well, and hopefully we get some good shelter back at the house, and then the bonsais can relax out of the wind. I actually keep getting a sore hand from holding the phone. Just tripped on a rock. Lucky I didn't fall over. Look, there's some big trees in there I could show you, but there's some up on the hill. So let's get moving up there. There's another peppermint gum, I think, there. Oh no, that's about to take the bike around, so it's going to get noisy. It's going to run the dog, probably to show off his bike skills, I'd say. And if there's any mums out there, don't watch, because he's probably not going to have a helmet on. So here's a big tree here. You can see this grass. It's just full of nice big grass here now. Like I say, it helps the soil. Just comes a dog. Kid. And there they go. Doesn't matter how many times I tell him to slow down, doesn't matter. He doesn't do it. Like when I was a kid. So there's getting to be some really big trees in here now. Well, when I say big compared to when I first planted them. Little seedlings. So these are all between 3 to 4 foot tall now. So they're getting there. So you can see them all scattered through here. Don't really have a good size reference, but I'll see if I might flip it and do a selfie in a second, standing next to one of the tall ones. Okay, so here's a taller one. Well, there you can see Seth go through on the motorbike. Hi. Hi. So it's a bit of a size reference. That bloke needs to learn how to change gears before he wrecks the bike. Okay, green. Whoops, got my hand in the way. So here's one here. This is probably one of the tallest ones I got. I'm standing upright. This tree's up to here, so quite a big tree. One of the biggest ones. And it's got a good sized trunk. It's starting up on it too. So that's pretty cool. Right, let's keep moving. Okay, so I'm still where all the wind comes from, and luckily all these trees here are looking pretty healthy. They're all growing, all looking good. Obviously it's not going to happen overnight, you know. They take a lot of years out in this dry climate to get big, and it could be 10 years before they really shoot off. There goes the dog. You can see how many trees are growing. So along here, so that one I showed you is probably the tallest. When I get up top of this hill up here, I'll show you probably the best patch. We'll finish with the best patch. But you can see this is going to protect all the sheds from the wind. These are all growing in here. There's, you know, like I say, all up, there's over 1,000. So it may not look like it just doing a walkthrough, but they're scattered everywhere, and their canopies will just intertwine with each other and cover the whole area in. It's really funny how one spot does a lot better than others. Doesn't seem to matter too much on the variety you plant. Just some spots are better than others. Like there's a spot down there where there's only about 6 alive, and I don't know, they've all struggled, and the ones that are alive are really struggling. So I don't know, can't work it out. Different ground, maybe some bugs. Can't wait till they're all that big. Another 30 years. So there's a big tall one here. Coming along up here. Sorry about that motorbike in the background. I tried to do it in between him going for rides, but he just wants to show off, I think. So he didn't give Leo much of a rest at all. He just took off on the bike again as soon as I started filming. So here's a native pine. That thing there's probably 2 foot tall now, and that was from a baby seed like this. So you know, it probably looked like that little tip there, and that's grown like that in 1.5 to 2 years. Cruise along here. See, some of them didn't like the frost too much. They get all these red leaves, they drop off, and then they reshoot. And I've had a lot of bugs as well. Like, they'll grow for a bit, look really healthy. Another Strickland gum. I only point out the ones I know the name of, because there's so many here that I don't know the name of. I have no idea what that is. So I used to have a name tag on some of them, but the wind blew them away, so I don't even know what they are. When they get older and flower and get some gum nuts, maybe I can sort out what they are. These here, these are actually a salmon gum, I think, because they get a nice red trunk. Planted 6 of them. I've had to plant them on their own because, oh, there's one here. I've had to plant them on their own because apparently they're very nasty towards trees trying to grow underneath them. Got to settle that kid down. This one here is a tree that was already here but getting eaten by the sheep. So you can see that it was only about 1/3 that size, and that's grown like that in 2 years without being eaten by the sheep. Before, it was under the height of the sheep's head, so now it'd be triple that. So that one's going well. But here's the best section. So here we got good live trees here, all along here, and then here, really good section. I've taken off the guards off a lot of them, and you can start to see around here all the little baby trees everywhere, all growing. Every one of these dark clumps is another tree growing. Just coming through for a bit of a size reference here. So you can see they're all, you know, 3 to 4 foot roughly. A lot of the trees I've got now But they're growing, and that's the main thing. They're growing. So where I am now, on a southeasterly wind, it blows from where I am straight into the bonsais. So I've got a heap of honey myrtles down there, which will stop the wind right at the bonsais, and then the lawn, the new lawn, and then the bonsais, and then this is all trees. Pretty cool. So we're nearly at the end of the tree tour, and I know some of you will be thinking, thank God for that. Fell asleep 4 times watching that crap, but here you go. That's what doing a tree tour is all about. I can make it long and boring like this. So that one there, that's pretty tall too. That's damn near 6 foot, at least 5 foot tall. It's a 5 foot tall tree. I'm getting quite the base on it. So really happy. So anyway, so all the hard work's paying off. They're all growing, healthy growth, and now I do a bit of a mix of some photo shots and a bit of music, I think. No worries. Cheers. Beautiful out here. Look at that. Bloody beauty. So relaxing. Can't hear anything.